Hey, Dave, you're a genius. Dave, on my mama.
New York bet.
Yo, the Giants is the truth, man. But now, what the fuck are these motherfuckers doing?
Vrabel versus Staley. Put them in a room together. I like Vrabel to walk out that room. Chargers, they probably don't like Russ so much that they want this guy to shine.
Let him in, passing out the medicines. We've been on that rock star regimen, knowing that I'm heaven sent, higher than I ever been.
What's going on? Welcome to Totally Blitz Podcast. Today we're breaking down Week 15 of the NFL, the Sunday and Monday slate. As always, go down, like, and subscribe, and drop a comment of your lock of the week, what game you think is going your way, or any prop bets or bets you like to hammer. And as always, these are your hosts. I'm Paul. Pick 'em, win 'em, Contra, and I'm joined with...
Hey, man, you already know it's that boy, Kev. Water boy, Savoy, you feel me? And we here to talk this football, but sheesh. Brett, when I tell you it was hard picking this week, there's so much. This is one of those weeks I feel like the pretenders and contenders are like the line's been drawn, and now that they're going against each other, you really don't know who really a pretender and who really a contender. Because a lot of pretenders pretend to be contenders on good weeks, like motherfucking not the Raiders, like the Rams last week when they beat the Raiders. They were a pretender that looked like a contender for 2 minutes.
Yeah, no, and then you got some games where like Falcons Saints, hate week, but also they're not in the playoffs right now technically, but they're also not out of the playoffs. Like they have to. These are the games you have to fucking win if you want to make it. Like there's no more fucking around, no more taking an L, worry about it later. It's like put all your chips on the fucking table, or you're out of it.
That's real.
But let's get to breaking this shit down, boy, because we already check out the live. We're going live. We had a live for the Saturday game. So if you're like, where the fuck are the Saturday games? Well, we already covered the motherfucker. They're all on the channel. Go back an episode. But get into the Sunday games. First one on the slate here: Chicago at home hosting the 12-1 Eagles. Eagles are 9-point favorites. One of the biggest spreads of the weekend. How are we feeling, Kev? Is Justin Fields magic, or is it the Eagles can't be stopped?
Justin what? Justin Fields what?
Who?
Oh, my God. So the Bears have just shipped off, like, pretty much their defense for draft picks and shit. So that was the only thing they really got going for them. I mean, Jalen Hurts. I mean, Justin Fields is just liable to break for one. That's his thing this season. Every game, it feels like he has a good chance to break for one. But with this defense locking up and just probably not giving up too much in the air, that's all he has. And like, if he gets 100 yards, that's good for him. But like, that's not going to be enough to keep up with this Eagles offense, who we just saw put up 48.
Yeah,
like
made it look easy too. It wasn't like a hard 48.
This Eagles offense is explosive. They don't stop and they're greedy. They want more every time they get on the field. There's nothing that the Bears can do to really make this a good game. But what's the spread on this? Isn't it like 7 or 9?
9.
That's crazy because isn't it like a 14-point spread this
let me see. Is there a 4? Yeah, there is one. That the Chiefs Texans 14. I think that's the biggest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, but the Kev hit it nail on the head. Like Justin Fields, if you have him in fantasy, I don't think you can sit him. Ever since he's been running, I think he's been like quarterback 1 or 2 or 3 every week. So you have to start Fields in fantasy, but outside in real life football, yeah, the Eagles should run away with this one.
Hell yeah, they better.
Then we get let's go on to the hate week, Kev. If you don't know, that's what they call it in New Orleans and Atlanta. Saints are at home for this one, and they're playing the 5-8 Falcons right now. This is big for the fucking playoff. If both teams have to win if they want to hope to make it. Saints are favored by 4 points here, and Desmond Ridder will be his first NFL start. Kev, how are we feeling?
All right, so before we even get into this game, there's so many funny news about this shit. But let's talk the curious case of Marcus Mariota. So we covered it last episode when Paul broke the news to me that Marcus Mariota wasn't playing anymore about the knee surgery because of the knee surgery. But I also come to find out he just had a kid.
Man, fuck his kid. No, I'm lying.
So I'm crying. So like, it's funny because Falcons Twitter is split right now. Some people are saying like, some people are saying like, what did he do wrong? He got knee surgery. He's going to spend time with his kid. His coach didn't know. He got benched regardless. And then the rest of the motherfucking politicians and the motherfucking accountants, they're
My
over here talking
people.
about some. They're over here talking about some. They cut Marcus Mariota right now. You say like 12.5 million or something like that, and then we get to go to the and our cap. We'll save 12. If we cut Marcus Mariota, we'll save 12.5 million if he's cut, and that would put our team at nearly 85 million under the cap. So like, these is big numbers, man. So this is funny as fuck to me about this, about what we're gonna do about Marcus Mariota.
My only issue with the Mariota thing is like, yeah, you go home, have your kid, but if you had this knee issue all year and you were okay playing through it, okay, all that stuff, but then now you get benched.
Played hard.
Yeah, and then you get benched, and then now all of a sudden you're like, oh, I need surgery. It does kind of seem like it's. Someone once said it's the equivalent of someone saying you're fired, and you're like, no, I quit. It's like, nah, we already fired you, bro. Like you can't quit after you can't quit. We already. It's like breaking up with somebody, and they're like, no, I break up with you. It's like it don't work that way. But my issue is if Desmond Riddler in this game, let's say, is struggling for the first half. Since Mariota's not there, the veteran quarterback has been around. Like, that's my one issue. Is like I wish you would stay just for like veteran leadership to be able to help Riddler and stuff. Like be out there on the sideline, like just talk him up if he's struggling, show him something that could help him.
Facts. And what if this motherfucker gets hurt? Like,
yeah. For real, they're gonna be like, "Hey, bro, can you make it to the stadium by halftime?" Desmond Riddler went down.
So yeah, man, that's the curious case of Marcus Mariota. But on to the game. Fuck the Saints. This is our second time playing them. The first game was, remember, Jameis had his explosive first game. Michael Thomas looked good, all in the fourth quarter.
All the weapons were there.
Last 5 minutes to be exact. We were up and we blew the lead, and it looked like we were gonna have a normal Falcons season. But this season's been interesting. I feel we've lost 4 out of our last 5. Which is interesting because we started off so well and just we were winning games we didn't expect to win. Like we beat I think us and the Chiefs were like the last 2 teams to beat the 49ers. Like,
yeah.
And we seen what the 49ers just did to Brady and Big Dog last Thursday night.
Seattle to Geno.
Yeah, Geno and the boys Thursday night. So they're a fucking problem. So when I look at this game, it's our chance to really step up, but we just don't know what it is. I feel like Desmond Ritter being new, no tape, that makes it even better for us. It gives us a chance to spread the offense. We're gonna run that motherfucker like crazy, and let's just hope with Drake London and him have some chemistry. I wouldn't start any of our receivers in fantasy, me personally, but if we can just stay dynamic and then hold them on offense, force them to make mistakes, because Andy Dalton's been looking wishy-washy, shaky. But if we let Andy Dalton throw for like 370, like that's not gonna be a good game for us.
Yeah, I'm rocking with the Saints only because one of the big keys is Falcons are 1-5 on away games. Saints are 3-4. So 4 of the Saints wins come at home. 3 of the 4 wins come at home, whereas 5 of y'all 8 losses come on the road, because say a sign of one team performs better at home, other team is in good on away games. And that's one of the reasons why I'm taking the Saints. I think the crowd's going to be there for a rookie quarterback, first time in NFL, first in the Saints in a dome. That shit will echo. It gets real loud in the Superdome. So I think that's going to help them. And the biggest thing also, I just don't think the Falcons, Andy Dalton looks good when the team that he's going up against isn't able to get to him. Like when he has time, he's able to make the easy reads, but when he's going up against a good pass defense and pass rush, he struggles. I just don't trust the Falcons pass defense to really end the pass rush to get to him. So I think he'll have a pretty decent game. Next game,
hey, man,
I'm happy we're split. I was gonna say, I'm happy we're split.
Desmond Ritter, man, my boy gonna come through looking like the Riddler. Gonna have y'all boys looking crazy, man. I'm crossing my fingers.
I hope so. I do. I liked him coming out of Cincinnati. Next
you were on the Bearcats.
Yeah, I did like Cincinnati now. Him, Sauce, Kobe Bryant, they were dogs.
Dogs.
Next game, Panthers at home, where they're 2-0 with the Sam Darnold Magic. Now they're favored against the Steelers by 3 points at home.
See, now
Kenny Pickett is 50-50 to play with his concussion protocol.
Now, this usually would be a no-brainer. It would be, hey, fuck him. I don't think he's going to play, and I 100% it's Tua's fault that Kenny Pickett's going to play. Kenny Pickett's not going to play. So that's what makes this game interesting, because Mitch Trubisky sucks. Like, that was terrible. Like, don't get me wrong, their defense, they were playing against a not terrible defense in the Ravens, but
3 interceptions. You didn't even play the full game. Like, you're on the sideline to start the game,
and your defense kept you in the game and gave you a chance. So that's what makes this game so hard, because I feel like both defenses are going to be the keys, but there's still somebody going to score 20, and I think it might be the Panthers, because I don't see it in the Steelers.
So this one is tough to me because, yes, Mitch Trubisky, I think he starts too, and he does suck. And I was on the Panthers last week, and I have been on the Panthers before when I got burned. Panthers are 4-3 at home. 4 of their 5 wins are at home, so they typically show up at home. The defense, if Mitch Trubisky's starting, I definitely can see he get some picks, but they do have like a top 8 or so rush defense. And that's like my whole takeaway for why I think the Panthers will beat the Seahawks was because the Seahawks' second worst rush defense. Panthers run the ball 40 times with like 3 running backs and shit. And that's exactly what they did. And I just don't know if this is the right game you can do that. And they might have to lean on Sam Darnold. And it's like, has Sam Darnold been – I know he's been masqueraded behind a good run game. I know he's still not good. People are thinking he's good right now. And I have a feeling this is going to be the game where – he throws like 2 interceptions and he's not looking good. And for that reason, I'm probably going with the Steelers. As much as it hurts for me to say, I think the Steelers are going to be able to get to Sam Darnold a little bit more, especially with TJ Watt in them, than the Panthers. And I take the Steelers as the underdog here. That'd be my pick. Yeah, fuck it. Give me the Steelers as the dog.
That's such a good pick.
Yeah, it's only because of that run defense. If they were bad against the run, I think the Panthers wouldn't have to worry about Sam Darnold.
Now, this is where things get interesting to me, because I watched the Steelers get it ran down their throat by us as the Falcons. So Mike Tomlin, if he doesn't get this win, I think this is his there's no chance of going 500. So this game is gonna be close, man. But I'm gonna just keep it split. We're gonna split so far today, so I'll take them bum-ass Panthers. You know, I don't like them. I'm going to take them.
Then we have the Jets at home as an underdog against the 6-7 Lions. Mike White will not be able to play. It's going to be Zach Wilson drawing the start. But they're underdogs at home against the 6-7 red-hot Lions. Poof. I've gone with the Jets back-to-back weeks. And I got burned back-to-back weeks, and I hate the Jets to begin with. So I don't even know why I'm picking them, but I'm gonna pick them again here, and it's more on do I believe the Lions can continue their winning? No, I just don't think they're gonna continue winning. You're getting them at an all-time high, and it's time for they're going up against. This is like they haven't played a really great defense, I don't think, and since the Bills. And the Bills, it was a shootout, but they lost. But I think the Jets have an elite defense as well. And I just think this is the game where Jared Goff will make some mistakes. Same thing I said about Sam Darnold. He's going to make some mistakes this game. And it's not going to be as easy as the Lions have been making it look. And even though I think Zach Wilson sucks and is probably the second worst quarterback in NFL, only behind Davis Mills, the run game is there, Salah's there, and the defense is there. And there's going to be a real ugly game, I think, and I take the Jets.
I don't like Zach Wilson even a little bit, and I also don't think the team are fans of Zach Wilson. So I don't think they're going to play up for Zach Wilson. I think and then the fact that Mike White only has a concussion, so it's not like he's season-ending. It's like, okay, like, I don't know what the morale and the chemistry is over there with the Jets, so I can't trust them. I can't. But the Lions, on the other hand, Dan Campbell, Jared Goff, the defense, Aiden Hutchinson on defense, motherfucking
I'm
them
on
boys
St.
is
Brown.
Amon St. Brown, Jamal Williams. Like this team is on one right now, and it's one of those things. Like there's a team that's gonna beat them, but like I just don't think it's this week.
I'm happy we're splitting a lot of games. Maybe I can come back. The last time we were splitting a lot of games, I got burned real bad. So hopefully I get it this week. We got the Jags at home coming off another win where they steamrolled the Titans. They're 4-point underdogs against the Cowboys, who are coming off a tough win against the Texans here. One coming off a steamroll, one coming off a tough win. How are we feeling? I think that's why the line's so close. Because if this was if the Cowboys would have steamrolled the Texans, this probably would have been 7 points or some shit. How are we feeling here? Is it Cowboys just had an off game last week and they should steamroll these boys, or the I know you don't like Trevor Lawrence though.
I won't say I don't like him. I ain't got no beef with him. I just don't. He's never done anything to make me like him. I feel like.
Yeah. Okay.
I used to root against him when he used to play Alabama in the championship. I used to stay like yeah, go bust their ass. But I look at this game as interesting because the Jaguars they're not legit, but they're a team. They have a team over there. And when that team is rolling and they're clicking, they can make it shake. But I'm also looking at the fact that the run game did not get off. Like consistently, Travis Etienne has been selling my little brother on fantasy. You feel me? I get the call every week that man Travis Etienne sold again. And then
yeah,
so I think if you can't run the ball against the Cowboys, that's fair. In general, against the Cowboys, that's not good because that O-line does not want to get beaten on all day trying to throw the ball because that D-line is coming. They're coming, and those DBs are waiting for you to make a mistake. And Trevor Lawrence is the best person for that. So I gotta take the motherfucking Cowboys on this one because when it comes to defense and offense, the Cowboys just has that upper hand, and it's really. I think once they come in with the blitz, makes Trevor Lawrence very uncomfortable. We've seen him look crazy in uncomfortable games.
Yeah, because I like this game to be a shootout. Not a shootout, but I like it to be a big amount of points. Because the Jaguars have a weak pass defense, and Dak, they just like to make Dak throw 40 passes a game. Like they don't give a fuck about the running backs for whatever reason. And the Jaguars do have a decent run defense, so I can see them throwing the ball. CeeDee Lamb having a big game. They just picked up T.Y. Hilton, so they might try to get him involved. He might be it might be fun to play him as a touchdown scorer this week. First game involved.
And then Jerry Jones says Odell's on the way, man. He said there's a good chance, man. There's a good chance.
Yeah, so they're getting weapons. They want Dak to throw the ball, and they can do it against this Jags team. But the Jags did just. No, I'm not gonna buy into the. Yeah, give me the Cowboys here, just because I almost fell for it. Then I remembered Titans have a bottom 5 pass defense. That's why Trevor Lawrence and them boys look good. That's why
I was going to say, what's me? Pick up Jags, man.
No, because the Cowboys on the second. So the Titans had the second worst pass defense. Cowboys had the second best. They only allow 182 yards per game. So yeah, so give me take a prop bet of Trevor Lawrence anytime interception thrower in this game. Like the Cowboys defense is gonna get there. And yeah, give me that. We're both on Cowboys, so we're back together on a game.
I couldn't imagine being in that offensive line meeting and they telling you like, "Hey, number 90, big dude, freeze, and truck. I need you to stop him."
There is a craze. So Terrence Steele's out for the Cowboys for the rest of the year. Their right guard, who's been having a crazy great year this year. So I do want to see how the Cowboys look on that right side this year, because the Jags have brought some pass rush this year. Like Josh Allen's been a guy. Next game, 14-point spread, quick pick.
Oh my gosh.
Taking the Chiefs. There's no reason for anyone to even trust the Texans at this point. They are tanking. Derek Stingley Jr. probably not going to play again. Brandon Cooks probably won't play again. Like
Damon Pierce not playing.
Yeah, like these are their talent, and they could all probably play this game if it meant anything. But they're benching them for a reason. They don't want to. They don't want to hurt him. No reason. Let's lock up the first overall pick. Let's go. Let's do what the Texans do.
No rap cap. I mean, I got Pat Mahomes on fantasy, and it's crazy, right? So I'm number one in the league, and I'm going against the person I have to play on the last seed in the playoffs. But the last seed in the playoffs is 7-7, and then the 2 seeds behind them are 6-8. So,
it's
if
close.
they win, so I'm gonna beat the shit out of this motherfucker. Because I'm gonna beat the shit out of him now, and then I gotta beat the shit out of him. But if I beat him, then I gotta play one of them boys in the playoffs because I just sent him to 6-8. It's like I'm gonna start a whole three-way tie. And
whoever
it's gonna
won,
only affect me.
Yeah, then it's whoever won head up out of them gets to make it.
Hell yeah. I think it's crazy because if you see how many people I have in the IR right now, Paul, I had to start Quez Watkins. I'm thinking like, the Eagles are gonna spaz.
It's either 0 points or 15 with Quez Watkins.
No, I'm thinking the Eagles finna spaz. Kid, like, oh yeah, don't worry, they're gonna throw it to their 4th string receiver. No.
They spaz though. Does not know him.
Jalen Hurts said he is not 4 p.m.
Yeah, he's not 4 p.m. Oh, I forgot to also throw out an interception prop. Jared Goff throwing an interception against the Jets defense. That's another reason why I think they're going to win. And, of course, Mitch Trubisky to throw one and Sam Darnold to throw one.
A lot of interceptions.
Yeah. It's great defenses, poor quarterback play. Easy mix. Both on the Chiefs. Oh, another thing, the Pat Mahomes and them coming off a close-ass game last week where they barely won the Broncos. So, like, this week, I think we're going to see the team, like, really show out.
They might have dropped in the power rankings after how close that game was.
Yeah, then they want to fix all that this week. On to the 4 o'clock games. Broncos at home, where they're favored by 1.5 points. Brent Rypien will be the starting quarterback for the Broncos against the Colt McCoy-led Cardinals. What a game. What a game here. This is two elite quarterbacks. How are we feeling, Kev? We're going Colt McCoy. We're going Broncos as the favorite.
You know what was so funny, right? So I was thinking about this game all day until I looked at and I was thinking like, yo, this is a hard-ass game to pick. And then I looked, I'm like, dang, Colt McCoy versus the Broncos. And I'm thinking like, oh, this is hard. And I checked my phone. And it says motherfucking Russ isn't playing. I was like, that's crazy. It was a hard ass pick with Russ. So you telling me this is his bench, his rookie? This is the person that this is motherfucking backup? Nah. And this isn't even nah. They still had Drew Lock. I would have been thinking like, nah.
His career stats: 2020 he played a little bit for Denver. 2022 he played a game against the Jets, but 536 yards, 3 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, with a rating of 57.5.
Colt McCoy at least go for try. It's gonna be a hard fought game. Probably 10. It's gonna be like a 10-9 game. Like I don't even know how. These motherfuckers is going. Somebody's only.
But did the defenses play a part for you? Because the Broncos still have an elite defense, whereas the Cardinals, their defense is either one day shows up, one day won't show up.
Yeah, but who they just played? The 49ers?
The Cardinals?
Who they played last week on Monday?
The Patriots. And the Patriots beat them like 27-13 or some shit.
But it was like 13-13 until D-Hop fumbled. So like at least that game was competitive in a sense, even though Kyler left after the 3rd play. So that's how I'm looking at it. And the Patriots have a defense that can neutralize, and eventually they took off and the offense figured it out. They got that fumble return for the touchdown. So like they figured it out. So like I trust Colt McCoy's veteran leadership a little bit more, and then still having D-Hop and maybe Hollywood Brown doesn't drop the ball this week. Like motherfucking over definitely I like that over Brett. Can't even say his last name.
Which one? Hollywood?
Nah, the Broncos quarterback.
Oh, Rypien? That's
Brett.
Rifle Rypien.
His name is Brett.
Nah, but see, I can see the Broncos defense doing what the Patriots did to him. Pastor Dankin, interception maybe here, maybe a fumble from Matt Judon on Colt McCoy. But I can also see the Broncos defense. How willing are they to get up for this game at this point? You're 3-10. Y'all sucked all year. Y'all don't really like Russ. Now Russ isn't there. Actually, hold on. I might just talk. They probably don't like Russ so much that they want this guy to shine.
Ah,
And everyone may play their fucking heart. I'm taking the Broncos here as a small favorite. I'm taking the Broncos just because I feel like they don't like Russ anymore, and they're like, we want to show the world that we can maybe do better without Russ. And fuck how much money he's making.
that'd be tragic. But they don't have no running backs either. Like, there's no upside to this
You
Broncos.
talking about Latavius Murray don't got no gas in him left?
Duh. They haven't had no gas all season. Like this.
Yeah, they picked him up off the streets and then cut Melvin Gordon's ass. Next, so I'm going Broncos. He's going Cardinals. We're split on that one. Next game, we have Patriots going to Las Vegas, where the Raiders are favored by 1 point. Patriots coming off the Monday night game where they look pretty good. At least the defense looked pretty fucking good. They had an array of running backs they had to use to score all the touchdowns. Raiders offense has been showing life in the second half of the year. So how are we feeling here, Kev?
I mean, the Patriots just they didn't go crazy, did he last week?
No.
Yeah, so I mean that's what they do. They kind of find something and neutralize it. But I like the coaching matchup here. I like Bill Belichick versus Josh McDaniels. And just to see like what he has set up. I would love to see what Bill's record is against all his former assistants. But like I'm taking Pats. Like I'm taking big brain Bill over here to try to attempt to neutralize because he has a choice. It's either Josh Jacobs or Devontae Adams. And I think you're gonna have a lot more ease neutralizing Devontae Adams because if he doesn't break down Patrick Surtain in that motherfucking Broncos game, the whole second half he was quiet. So like, if you didn't break him down in overtime, so I think it's possible to neutralize Devontae Adams, and that's where the bulk of your throws go. So like, you fuck up Devontae Adams, Josh Jacobs can still get off, but like, that's a big workload against a good defense still. So like, maybe he's not going for 200 yards. So yeah, I got to take the Pats on this one because I like Big Brain Bill on this week.
Yeah, I'm gonna co-sign the Pats. Big Brain Bill, better coaching. I think he owns most of his previous coaches. McDaniels, though, I think he has one of the better percentages, but he's only ever played him like twice, so it's not like a lot of sample size. He might just be 500 against them or some shit. But another key thing is the Raiders have one of the few teams that's bottom 10 in pass defense, or the bottom 5 pass defense and the bottom 10 rush defense. So they're bottom 10 in both technically, but a little bit worse at the pass defense. And those are the games where sometimes Mac Jones, like that's where Mac Jones thrives in, is against poor defenses. And that's how he snuck by all last year. And as a system QB with a good coach, they didn't really have many weapons, but that didn't matter when you have the right scheme, right system, and an accurate quarterback. I still think Mac Jones is an accurate quarterback. I just think he's a system. Like his ceiling is probably Alex Smith. Like he's never going to be anything truly great. And against a poor defenses, this is when, like when he lost to the Raiders, they still put up 30-something points, and he put up like 300 yards. So I see something similar against against the Vikings. Against this Raiders team, he's probably going to do something similar. And they're bad against the run. And you got Ramon Stevenson there. Damian Harris might be coming back. And then they had like Jimmy Strong or some shit last week scoring a touchdown and running like 10, 12 carries. Like Bill Belichick can get the run game going. And I just think that's where the Patriots have the edges here. So give me them as the underdog as well.
Hell yeah.
Next game, Chargers coming off their win against the Dolphins at home against the Tennessee Titans, who just lost to the Jaguars. Chargers are favored by 3 points. How we feeling, Kev?
The Chargers are a team that's trying to look like a team that's trying to make it into the playoffs. They got 2 close wins. They're looking decent. They got their whole team back. They're looking straight. But I don't like them against any team that can run the ball.
Thank you. I'm happy we're on the same page with this one.
But this Titans pass defense is terrible. So Justin Herbert will be throwing this thing like a motherfucker. So who do you trust more? Do you trust Derrick Henry to obliterate this Chargers defense while Mike Vrabel is coming off 2 embarrassing losses? Or do you trust this Chargers offense to annihilate? That's the word for we're gonna use. Annihilate this porous motherfucking Titans defense against a Brandon Staley who's coming off of 2 wins. These are tough things. This is chess, not checkers, and like I don't know.
No, I actually forgot about the Titans' bad pass defense against Justin Herbert. This is more like who's the lesser of 2 evils?
No cap. It's like, do I trust Derrick Henry? Because I feel like Derrick Henry will have a big day. Everybody has a big day. But Austin Eckler, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams is back. You got the Josh Palmers, and you got the other dude. I'm forgetting his name. So it's like, fuck.
DeAndre Carter, I think.
Yeah. Big. And Justin Herbert has no problem throwing all of them.
I'm taking the Titans just because I think Derrick Henry, a 200-yard day is on the table. And the other key thing here is Vrabel versus Staley. Put them in a room together. I like Vrabel to walk out that room. Chargers have no home field advantage. They're at home. That's another big fucking key.
Oh my god! Oh, I like Vrabel to get out of there. If I see Vrabel in the woods arguing with a bear, I'm finna help the bear, man. This Vrabel got a lot of niggas in that shit.
No, you better help that bear.
Ah, man, shout out Mystical. But motherfucking, this is such a tough game to pick, and like, the Chargers are gonna find a way to fuck it up. But this Titans defense sucks. And they just beat y'all, a great Dolphins team. So I'm going to take the Chargers just because of the resume.
All right. No. So we split on that one.
If they didn't just beat y'all, because like you guys have a good defense. And they kind of they attempted to fuck that game up too. But I don't think the Titans offense is as good as your offense.
No, I can see it. And the Jaguars has made Trevor Lawrence look great. So Herbert could look even better.
But Vrabel 3 in a row. That sounds last year's coach of the year. That sounds blasphemous.
Next 4 o'clock and last 4 o'clock game, Buccaneers at home as the underdog against the 9-4 Bengals. 3.5 point spread here.
Bro, I seen a terrible meme for this for the Bucks. Dude came all bummy, looked all fucked up in like a shitty ass suit. He was talking about me at my sister's wedding. And then dog was looking dumb clean. I mean, G5 fresh. Talking about me when the Bucks cut that the offensive lineman that got that holding call on the Mike Evans touchdown. I can't remember his name.
Donovan Smith.
Yeah.
That boy he's been a villain all year. Every big play it's him holding. That's
crazy. But yeah, I like the Bengals in this game. There's nothing for me to say. Like the Bengals look great. Their pass defense is looking nice. But what were their pass defense rate?
Passing yards, they only allow 220 per game.
Nice.
They're middle of the pack. They're not I think 16th or something, 18th.
Really? 220? That's old.
No, but they're not bad. The middle of the pack's usually it's all close numbers. So okay. You could be at 218 and you'd be at 12th.
That's fine. But yeah, I like the Bengals in this one. Them boys, I trust them. And did the receivers come back yet this week?
I'm not too sure on they're both questionable to play. I think T. Higgins is leaning towards playing. I'm not too much sure about Boyd, but they are 1 week healthier. And so I think one of them at least should be back. They're both questionable though.
We'll see. I need to find out immediately.
I'm taking the Bengals as well. As just the second half of their season, they've been red hot. Everything's clicking. Bucks, they haven't been clicking at all year. They only really beat teams that have bad defenses. Can't say that about the Bengals, and the Bengals can put up 30, and you can't say that about the Bucks. So, yeah, give me the Bengals here. Sunday Night Football, Commanders at home going up against the Giants. Last time they tied. So this should be an interesting game. This is big for playoff implications. Both teams are 7-5-1. Commanders favored by 5 points at home.
That's way too many points after the team you just tied with. But
that is a lot of points for a divisional game, prime time, where you tied last time.
I'm mad because usually I'm be like, oh, these trash ass Sunday night games. They consistently do this, but nah. This is a good game. Motherfuckers just tied 2 weeks. See each other 2 weeks later. But the Giants started off 7-2. Now them boys are 7-5-1. Like
they're like 6-0 at one point.
Saquon, motherfucking, where'd he go? We was really talking about some. Hey, he's back. Yeah, boy, back. Don't fuck with him. Hey, Dable, he's a genius. Dave, on my mama.
New York, man. New York, stand up.
Oh my gosh, what the fuck? Daddy, Vanilla Vic?
Vanilla Vic, man.
Bro, we was really in this bit like, yo, the Giants is the truth, man. But now, what the fuck are these motherfuckers doing? And Darius Slayton, not a fan. Not a fan. Not a fan. Dable play calling when the game gets close, not a fan. Daniel Dimes.
Is he Daniel Nichols again?
He gonna go down to Danny 2 cents after this season if he don't tighten up. But I don't even know, man. This game is interesting to me. How do you feel? These are the games that make me take Tylenol.
Commanders defense has just been great. Top 10 in both pass and rush defense. Top 10 in both. Like, they've been the unsung hero. They're the reason why I think Heineke can get away with throwing 180 yards a game here and there and not showing up to the fourth quarter. And it's because the Commanders defense allowed them to be in games who's the Eagles' one loss this year? The Commanders.
Damn, why you said that?
Like their defense has been this unsung hero that no one's really talking about, and I think they're gonna apply some pressure to the Giants. They're gonna Saquon, who is put up the wanted posters and down up in Washington D.C. because he's gonna be missing, and then it's gonna be up to Daniel Dimes and Darius Slayton. Yeah,
what?
Yeah, and I think Chase Young might be back this week. I know they've been saying this for like 2 weeks now, so don't get your hopes all the way up. But this would be a great week for him to come back in the game they should probably already win, and he could show out. Like, 2-sack statement game against this bad Giants offensive line. Outside of Andrew Thomas, he's been elite all year. Just go to the other side. You'll eat. You'll be fine.
Yeah, definitely. I appreciate you, Paul, because I'm mad that this game was so hard for me. But yeah, I'm taking the Commanders to come. It's just so funny that like Carson Wentz is chilling on the bench for all this.
Yeah. Hey, but he's counting up his coin, so it's not that bad. Then last game, Monday Night Football, Packers at Lambeau, 7-point favorites against the 4-9 Rams. Rams are 1-4 on away games. Packers are 3-3 at home. But 7 points too much, or is it appropriate because it is like Sam Walford led Rams?
I thought Baker was starting.
Oh, Baker! I forgot they traded for Baker.
I mean, 7 points is a lot, but it is the Rams though. No Cooper Kupp. You relying on Baker Mayfield, Skronek, and Tutu Atwell. So like,
hey, Tutu had a good game though.
So does Scrawny Neck, but like
Scrawny Neck.
But I see them in fantasy and think like maybe Quez Watkins.
He would thrive. They still got Van Jefferson, but he's only a deep threat. So when he's wide receiver 1, it do not work.
That's facts. How do you think this game's gonna go?
I'm not sure if Aaron Donald's playing. I'm pretty sure he might not be. Like, what's the point of him even playing if he at this point in the season? Packers are theoretically not out of the playoffs yet. That's the one thing that the Aaron Rodgers and them keep screaming. Like, statistically, there's some decimal out there small enough to show you how the Packers should still make it.
I can't get mad at that sentiment just off the fact that in fantasy, Jerry had an 11% chance of winning this game, his fantasy game last week, even though he was up by what, like 10? And Kyler Murray got hurt on the third play. So like,
bam, now you in it.
now that I'm just watching the stats just go down and down and down throughout the game, like wow, that's tragic.
So I mean, even though the Rams are decent defense and all that, I just can't see the Packers losing in Lambeau against this team. I mean, if they lose to this team, they deserve not making the playoffs. They deserve all the scrutiny they've been getting. But yeah, I want biggest thing to me is I want to see if Christian Watson can continue this stretch of games he's been having, and I'm banking on that. So give me the Packers, give me Christian Watson to score anytime touchdown scorer as well.
That's a fantasy steal, and that's crazy because the person that got him literally picked him up the day of the game. He scored 2 touchdowns.
I'm guessing you taking Aaron Rodgers too. I mean,
oh yeah, that wasn't a question. That wasn't a question. I just think it was such a good idea to like begin the season for this game to be on Monday night. They think it's gonna be a shootout.
Oh, it should look beautiful early in the year.
Possible game of the year. Like it was gonna go crazy.
Playoff implications or playoff seeding.
NFC East, NFC conference championship preview. Like they were probably talking they shit.
The game that we didn't get last year in the playoffs.
I'm crying. They was finna sell out this game.
Oh yeah, they had the commercials ready, bro. Already made.
Manning cast. Oh yeah.
On to everyone's favorite segments. Let's get into our locks and our dogs, Kev, Sunday night. All right, Kev, gotta keep the mojo going. You know you gotta pick first.
See, man, you know what I've noticed? What's my problem this year? I haven't been drinking the Jerry Jones juice recently. I haven't put no respect on Jerry Jones this season, even though they do what they always do every season. So like, I gotta tighten up. So I'm taking the Cowboys -4 against the Jaguars. Go ahead and put up 40. I don't know how many Jaguars might put up 17 with 7 picks, and then I gotta take the Bengals because I just love to see Tom Brady do bad. The Bengals pass defense, they're middle of the pack, but anytime they have a big play, you got big dude on what's the O-lineman name again?
Matt Judon. Oh, the D-lineman?
For the Bucks.
Oh, fucking worse.
Nah, the sorry one. The one that
Donovan Smith, the shitty
Donovan Smith. Yeah. They got him, so I feel like as long as he's fucking up, what's it called? The Bengals will do what they gotta do. And imagine Joe Burrow walking around in the locker room telling people on the streets, like, yo, don't bring up Tom Brady around me. You already seen what I did to him. Don't bring up Pat Mahomes around me. You seen what I did to him. You see what I do to him. Them boys can do whatever they want, but they know what happens when they come by around Cincinnati.
Yeah, that chest tap, bro. All you gotta do.
And Joe Burrow pulling up to your crib and he doing that to you because that's what he did in the playoffs to Pat Mahomes. And that's what he's about to do to Tom Brady in Tampa. So, and my underdog, gotta take the Pats. That's free money. The Raiders are good. They've been rolling. But the Bill Belichick, Big Brain Bill, has something to fuck this defense up. Fuck that offense up all day.
Yeah, so I'm gonna co-sign the Cowboys as my lock as well. I think they should beat this Jaguars team. That pass defense is elite. It should show Lawrence always struggles against great pass defenses. Then I'm gonna take another NFC East team as my lock, and I'm gonna take the Commanders over the Giants on prime time. The top 10 in both pass and rush defense. They're at home for this game. Their second half of their season, all with Tyler Heinicke, has been balling, whereas the Giants have been looking worse and worse every week. So I think you're just catching one team on the rise, another team on the fall. Then on my dog, I'm taking the Titans over. I'm taking the Titans over the Chargers. Chargers never show up at home. They don't have a home field advantage. Mike Vrabel coming off his losses. I think he's gonna have something cook. And he doesn't have to cook it up. This Chargers run defense is so bad that Derrick Henry himself is gonna get the job done. And then that's when Tannehill with his play action starts to cook a little bit. Tannehill run one in himself a little bit. So I really like them as the dog here. Then jumping into the best bets. I already hit one on my Thursday night game with the 49ers minus 3.5. So let's keep it rolling. Let me see. I got Cowboys minus 4. Everything I already said already. I think they should come out, put up 30 points here. The CeeDee Lamb big game, Dalton Schultz big game, the Gallup big game. Even T.Y. Hilton might get involved on a touchdown because they want to get him going early. Then Titans plus 3. This is a field goal game. I think both Titans have a bad pass D. Chargers have a terrible run D. Both teams will score. Might come down to a field goal, so at least you get the Titans on the plus 3 right there. Bengals minus 3.5. This spread's not big enough. People keep trying to make spreads based on Tom Brady effect, all that stuff. Like, they don't have it this year. The juice has run out. The well has gone dry. So the Bengals, second half of their season, they've just been cooking. I think the Bengals look sharp here against a very exploitable defense on the Bucs this year. 3.5 is not big enough. Then these next 3 are over/under. Since I am 4-0 on my over/under pick so far, I'm gonna keep it rolling. The Jets-Lions game under 43.5. I think this is gonna be an ugly game where the Jets defense keeps the Lions at bay. This might be like a 17-14 game. Like this could really be ugly, I think. Then I got the Patriots-Raiders over 44.5. I think the Patriots this is when Mac Jones looks good against a terrible pass defense in the Raiders. I could see them putting up like 28, 30 points, and then the Raiders are going to find ways to score. Even if it's late in the game, they'll find ways to put up garbage time points, I think, and over 44.5. And then Jaguars over 48 against the Jaguars-Cowboys game. Like I said earlier, I think this might low-key be a little shootout, whereas the Cowboys put up a lot of points, and then the Jaguars also are going to put up a good amount of points with Etienne and Trevor Lawrence and them, even if it is garbage time.
You ain't take the Texans minus 14?
Nah, the Texans are auto fade at this moment. They are 0-5-1 at home.
I'm crying.
They haven't even won one at home yet this year.
This boy said auto fade. At least they get number 1. We're number 1.
They're number 1 pick in the draft. That's the only thing they got, number 1.
We're number 1.
But that was it for the picks. That was it for the best bets. Like a few interception props and touchdown props thrown around the way. This was Totally Blitz Podcast. We broke down week 15. If you're still here, we fuck with you. And again, drop a comment. Let us know your locks. Let us know your bets. We want to hear it. We love interacting with the community. But this is Paul Pickham, William Concha. And that was Kev Waterboy Savoy. And if y'all didn't know, well, now y'all know, motherfuckers.
I got a problem with being problematic. Get the light beam on me, ready for electrostatic. Don't you step into this box if you're not batting. Then my gang